If you think the chocolate sitting in your cupboard today is the same chocolate you grew up with, it is not. Not even close. Some of Britain's most trusted bars are no longer chocolate in any meaningful sense. They are imitations wearing familiar wrappers. The logos stayed the same. The shapes stayed the same. The names stayed comforting. But the product underneath changed quietly. Britain did not suddenly forget how to make good chocolate. What happened instead was more subtle and far more effective. Consumers were trained to accept less, not through announcements or reformulations printed on the front of the pack, but through gradual shifts that happened just slowly enough to avoid attention. There were no headlines, no public admissions, no apologies. The wrappers remained familiar. The shelves stayed full. Parents kept buying. Children kept eating. And inside those wrappers, the foundations of chocolate were dismantled piece by piece. Cocoa content dropped. Cocoa butter was replaced. Sugar moved to the front. Vegetable fats took over the structure. Flavor stopped coming from cocoa itself and started coming from engineered shortcuts designed to trigger memory rather than deliver substance. The goal was not to improve chocolate. The goal was to preserve recognition while reducing cost. That is why so many people sense something wrong before they can explain it. The melt feels different, faster, oilier, less controlled. The flavor arrives loudly, almost aggressively sweet, then vanishes. The finish feels hollow. Some people even report a mild burning sensation in the mouth or an acidic warmth in the stomach afterwards. The satisfaction never quite lands. When people say chocolate is not as good as it used to be, they are often dismissed. They are told it is nostalgia, that their taste buds have changed, that memory exaggerates the past. But memory is not the issue here. The recipe is. This is what makes the change so effective and so damaging. These are bars that sat in kitchen cupboards for decades. Bars parents trusted without thinking. Bars children still eat without question. When products like these change, they do more than alter taste. They redefine what people believe chocolate is supposed to be. The industry understands this very well. Cocoa solids cost money. Cocoa butter costs money. Sugar, glucose syrup, palm oil, palm kernel oil, emulsifiers and flavorings are cheap, stable and predictable. Swap the structure, keep the branding. Most people will never consciously notice, but bodies notice. Appetite notices. Blood sugar notices. Tonight, we walk through 5 everyday chocolate products sold across Britain that crossed a clear line. From chocolate into chocolate-flavoured coating. From cocoa-based confectionery into sugar-dominated replicas. We show what changed, how to spot it yourself, and why manufacturers hoped you would never stop to look. We also show you the exceptions. The brands that refuse to dilute cocoa, that refuse to disguise shortcuts, that refuse to train you to accept less. Because once you feel real chocolate again, everything else on the shelf starts revealing itself immediately. Number 1. Wagon wheels. Wagon wheels are the perfect place to start because even people who never loved them remember one thing clearly. They tasted like real chocolate. Dense, satisfying. You ate one and felt done. That experience is gone. Take a bite now and notice what hits first. It is not cocoa. It is not richness. It is not depth. It is an instant wall of sweetness that floods the mouth before flavour has time to develop. That is the first warning sign. Real chocolate introduces itself slowly. Sugar announces itself immediately. Turn the packet over and the language shifts. The coating is not chocolate. It is chocolate-flavoured coating. That wording matters. It allows manufacturers to bypass minimum cocoa requirements entirely. Sugar leads the ingredients. Glucose syrup follows. Then come vegetable fats, such as palm oil, palm kernel oil, and shea fat. Somewhere near the end sits fat-reduced cocoa powder. doing almost none of the work chocolate once did. That cocoa powder is not there to build flavor or structure. It is there to justify the word chocolate on the front. It is symbolic, not functional. Cocoa butter is not just about taste, it controls melt. It slows digestion. It gives chocolate weight and closure. Remove it and replace it with industrial fats, and the behavior changes completely. Instead of melting cleanly at body temperature, the coating smears. It feels closer to icing than chocolate. Glossy on the outside, greasy on the fingers, shallow on the palate. The result is predictable. A fast sugar spike followed by a fast crash. No fullness, no stopping signal, just the urge to eat more. Nutrition researchers have warned about this pattern for years. Foods built on refined sugar and industrial fats do not calm appetite, they stimulate it. That is why one wagon wheel never feels like enough anymore. Not because you changed, because the product did. Number 2. McVitie's Penguin. This change hurts more because Penguin earned trust. It lived in lunchboxes, office drawers, car glove compartments. It was never flashy. It was reliable. Today's Penguin is no longer coated in chocolate. It is coated in something engineered to behave just enough like chocolate to avoid scrutiny. The evidence is not hidden. It is printed clearly on the wrapper. Milk chocolate flavor, coating. One extra word, a complete redefinition. Cocoa butter has been replaced with palm and palm kernel oil. These fats are cheaper, more stable, and easier to work with. They melt differently. They coat the tongue. They leave residue without depth. To compensate, manufacturers rely on flavorings to recreate the idea of chocolate rather than the experience. Look at the ingredient list, and cocoa sits lower than you expect. There is no cocoa percentage printed because there is nothing impressive to declare. Every decision points toward cost control, not quality. Break the bar and it does not snap cleanly. It bends, it crumbles. Hold it between your fingers and it does not melt the way chocolate should. It smears. That oily sheen is not richness, it is substitution. Taste it and the experience collapses quickly. Sweetness, a hint of cocoa memory, then nothing. No warmth, no linger. That is because the flavor does not come from cocoa solids anymore. It comes from added flavor designed to trigger recognition. This is memory engineering. The recipe does not nourish, it reminds. Number 3. Tesco Value Chocolate Flavor Bar. This one tells the truth openly, and that is exactly why it matters. Chocolate flavor bar. Not chocolate, not milk chocolate. Chocolate flavored. Real chocolate is defined by cocoa butter. Remove it and you remove chocolate. Tesco Value removes it completely. In its place is a blend of palm oil, palm kernel oil, shea fat, emulsifiers and stabilizers designed to survive transport, heat and time. Pick it up and it feels wrong immediately. Lighter than expected, dull surface. Break it and there is no snap. It stretches, bends, collapses. Hold it too long and it does not bloom or soften. It slumps and smears. Cocoa butter melts just below body temperature. That is why chocolate disappears cleanly. The fats in this bar melt unevenly, leaving residue without structure. Your mouth senses richness. Your body receives none of the signals that richness implies. This creates a strange effect. Brief fullness, rapid hunger, the urge to keep eating. These bars are eaten casually because they look harmless. They impersonate comfort while behaving like something entirely different. Number 4. Kit Kat. Kit Kat is dangerous not because it is the worst bar, but because the change is easy to miss. Same shape, same wrapper, same ritual. Take a bite and notice what leads the experience now. Sugar, crunch, sweetness again. The chocolate coating frames the wafer instead of carrying the bar. It has been thinned, stabilized, and adjusted to hold shape rather than deliver depth. Vegetable fats enter where cocoa butter once dominated. Cocoa content drops just enough that the wafer does most of the work. Wafer is cheap. Wafer is airy. You chew more and experience less. Older Kit Kats had firmer snap, slower melt, and a cocoa finish that lingered after the wafer dissolved. Today, the coating softens quickly and vanishes. Nestlé did not destroy Kit Kat overnight. They changed the balance and relied on muscle memory to do the rest. Kit Kat did not stop being chocolate. It stopped being a break. Number 5. Cadbury Dark Milk. This is the most manipulative product on the list because it presents itself as an upgrade. The word dark carries weight. People associate it with quality, depth, and sophistication. Dark milk is not dark chocolate. Real dark chocolate starts far higher in cocoa content. Cadbury Dark Milk sits much closer to milk chocolate, with branding doing most of the persuasion. The wrapper changed, deeper colours, cleaner typography, visual cues borrowed from premium brands. Your brain fills in the gaps before you taste it. You expect depth. You perceive depth briefly, then it disappears. Cocoa remains limited. Sugar and milk still dominate. The experience flattens quickly. This bar does not teach you what better chocolate tastes like. It convinces you it already arrived. Now, the exceptions. Tony's Choc-only exists to reject this entire system. Uneven breaks, heavyweight, cocoa and cocoa butter doing the work, no vegetable fat swaps. The flavour opens slowly and finishes with depth. Satisfaction arrives and closes the loop. Green and Black's Organic stands for restraint, clean snap, cocoa-led flavour, slow melt, no quiet dilution. It rewards attention rather than speed. These bars prove the truth. Chocolate did not become worse by accident, it was redesigned. And once you feel the difference again, the rest of the aisle stops hiding.